Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, beaming out to you from the sunny Sunshine Coast in Australia, joined today by Lilach Bullock. Lilach, g'day, a very warm welcome from down under. Whereabouts are you calling in from?
Hi, thank you so much, Tom. So I'm actually in sunny Israel, but I'm from the UK originally.
Right, and well, that's quite a cultural shift. And a little birdie told me you've been about 4 years now, so fully acclimatized, are we?
Oh my goodness, I still struggle with the language like you wouldn't believe, but
Right.
yeah, no, it's going really well. We've just finally bought a place here as well. So yeah, and my daughter's just graduating school. So it's gone really, really well. Thank you.
Fabulous. Well, folks, if you haven't heard of Lilach, she's actually been listed in Forbes as one of the top 20 women social media power influencers, which is pretty freaking incredible. When you think of all the social influencers, and our guest today is one of the top 20, she was crowned the social influencer of Europe by Oracle, the software company, so pretty heavy hitters. Recipient of a Global Women Champions Award for her outstanding contribution and leadership in business. So a real privilege to have you here today, Lilach. Thank you for joining us. The title of our little interview today is How to, dramatic pause, quadruple your sales without spending any money on ads. Cool. Let's rock and roll. Our 7 minutes starts now. Who is your ideal client, Lilach?
So my ideal client are B2B entrepreneurs, startups, SMEs, B2B market, coaches, consultants, people who are looking to grow and scale their businesses, basically.
Perfect. And question 2, 6.5 minutes left. How would you define the problem that you solve?
There's lots of different problems that entrepreneurs face. Primarily, it's how can they charge what they're worth and more? How can they create consistent leads? How can they then convert and close them into sales? How can they, simple things like knowing how much money they're making next month, being able to forecast, being able to juggle the entrepreneurial journey, the mindset challenges, being the most productive, efficient, and effective with their time. Making the right decisions and prioritizing, being totally focused, taking massive action, consistent action, and the right actions which are going to help them move the goals closer, move the needle closer to the goals that they want to achieve.
There's a few challenges in there. So what would you say, this is question 3, what would you say are some of the typical symptoms that your ideal clients, once they became a client, they tell you that they were suffering from before they work with you? 5.5 minutes left.
So I love this question because often what people think is the problem, it isn't the problem when you dig deeper into it. So take, for example, people who are afraid to put their prices up or just charge what they know they're worth. And there's 2 parts to this problem. One is they're basing their pricing on what they see around them. And we all know that the stats that 97% of entrepreneurs are not successful. So they're basing this pricing model, plucking things out of the air, basing it on 97% of other people who also have no idea what they're doing and probably not doing it very well. So that's one part of the problem. The other part of the problem is total fear because they don't have enough leads coming to them. They have a lead generation problem. They think they have a pricing problem. They think that they're not charging enough, but actually they have a lead generation problem. They're simply not generating enough leads consistently so that they can say no to people, so that they can pick and choose who they want to work with, and so that they can forecast and see how much money they're making next month, etc. So they work from a fear, panic, and just not enough knowledge. And we all know that knowledge is power.
So thank you for that. Question 4, just over 4 minutes left. We're talking about growth-oriented individuals here. They don't have enough clients coming in. They probably aren't charging what they're worth based out of fear, but they're still going to try stuff. So what would you say are some of the most common mistakes that these entrepreneurs are making before they find your solution?
I think the most common mistakes, and this is often perpetuated by the industry online, is how easy everything is. The reality is that we're living in a very saturated, competitive marketplace. And most people get bored too quickly. They just don't realize the amount of huge action which is required and the consistency involved in that. And they say, well, no one's listening. So there's just so many challenges. And I feel for entrepreneurs starting out today because, you know, I've been doing this for nearly 18 years. So for me, I already have a large network. I already have a big audience. So for me, if I post something out, automatically it's going to generate reach. But when you're starting out or your reach is small, or if you've had to pivot, which many of us have had to during Corona, then your message, you know, you could have the best message in the world, but it simply won't be getting heard as much as somebody else who's got a really large network.
Right. Thank you for that. The question 5, 3 minutes left. What would you say is a top tip, a valuable free action that someone could take that's going to shift them closer towards being able to quadruple their income without spending money on advertisements?
So yeah, again, love these questions. I think ultimately is do what everybody else isn't doing. Because as I said earlier, the market is so saturated, it's so competitive. Everyone's saying the same stuff. Nobody is being bold enough to have a unique and strong voice. Be controversial, be raw, be honest, be transparent. The key here is to be memorable and visible. And when you get those two combinations combined with consistency, that's a winning formula.
Perfect. Thank you for that. 2 minutes left. Question 6, one valuable free resource. Where can we direct folks to that's going to help them more with this problem?
Yeah, sure. So I have an ebook. I say it's an ebook. It's really a very short, quick guide because I know that people have a short attention span on how to overcome 8 money blocks. And there's the most 8 common blocks there, and you can download it and overcome your money blocks and charge what you're worth and beyond.
So that's at www.lilach Bullock, BULLOCK.com/8, and that's the number 8, -money-blocks. It'll be under the video if you're watching the video, but if you haven't, then go get it. LILACH Bullock.com/8, that's the number 8, -money-blocks. Last question. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't, and we've got a full 60 seconds to answer?
So I think we touched on it earlier about people not having the right expectations about business, and they think it's so easy, or they get bored because it's taking too long. Everyone asks me, what is the top lead generation tactic you should be doing? And the truth is that every single lead generation tactic works, every single thing, whether that's sending messages, whether it's doing cold email outreach or LinkedIn outreach or ads or whatever it is that you're doing, networking, webinars. The key is to do it consistently and to take massive, massive action. I really can't emphasize this enough. When people say things aren't working, reality is that they need to do it more and they need to do it better and stronger. Also, don't be afraid to ask. People are so nervous to ask for a sale. It's like, we're all here to sell. What's the point in networking? Everyone's here to sell. Just ask. Don't be afraid.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much for your time and your insights. Cheers. Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.